We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. Freedom is the last, best hope of earth. People anywhere, being inclined and having the power, have the right to rise up and shake off the existing government, and form a new one that suits them better. This is a most valuable, a most sacred right, a right, which we hope and believe, is to liberate the world. As a nation, we began by declaring that all men are created equal. We now practically read it: all men are created equal, except Negroes. When the know-nothings get control, it will read: all men are created equal, except Negroes, and foreigners, and Catholics. When it comes to this, I should prefer emigrating to some country where they make no pretense of loving liberty, to Russia, for instance, where despotism can be taken pure, and without the base alloy of hypocrisy. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Elections belong to the people. It's their decision. If they decide to turn their back on the fire and burn their behinds, then they will just have to sit on their blisters. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. This country, with its institutions, belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or exercise their revolutionary right to overthrow it. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. We have been preserved, these many years, in peace and prosperity. We have grown in numbers, wealth and power, as no other nation has ever grown. But we have forgotten God. We have forgotten the gracious hand which preserved us in peace, and multiplied and enriched and strengthened us, and we have vainly imagined, in the deceitfulness of our hearts, that all these blessings were produced by some superior wisdom and virtue of our own. Intoxicated with unbroken success, we have become too self-sufficient to feel the necessity of redeeming and preserving grace, too proud to pray to the God that made us. Freedom is not the right to do what we want, but what we ought. Let's have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. 47 years ago our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Do not destroy that immortal emblem of humanity. The Declaration of Independence. I have never had a feeling, politically, that did not spring from the Declaration of Independence that all should have an equal chance. This is the sentiment embodied in the Declaration of Independence. I would rather be assassinated on this spot than surrender it. I have always thought that all men should be free, but if any should be slaves, it should be first those who desire for themselves, and secondly, those who desire it for others. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. Our government rests in public opinion. Whoever can change public opinion, can change the government, practically just so much. I intend no modification of my oft-expressed wish that all men everywhere could be free. Thanks for watching this video, subscribe my channel, and don't forget to like and share the video.